Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. But if you're tired, you know what this video is about. Today we're discussing the AEW Dynamite, it's a review of Dynamite. Pretty crazy show. Let's start off with the main event. As you guys know, the show started off with MJF supposed to be fighting Darby Allin to open the show up, but they said MJF was ready. They had a cool little segment, and then it led to the main event being MJF versus Darby Allin. And then you see Darby Allin defeat MJF under a minute, basically, kind of too as well. It was interesting. I didn't think Darby Allin was actually going to win. I thought they were just building it up to kind of say, okay, you're going to build it up to make a good 18-minute, 20-minute match or something, and MJF retains the title or something like that. But I was like, okay, Darby Allin actually winning. I don't know if MJF is injured or MJF is he got some movie he had to film or something he had to do. But I'm very surprised that he could have still been champion while he was out too as well, if he was going to be out for a little bit. But I was very surprised that they had Darby Allin defeat MJF. He lost. He got low blowed and hit with 4 coffin drops and lost. He went against Heyman Adam Page in a Texas death match. They almost killed him. He went against Brody King in a tough bout. He went against one of the best wrestlers of all time in the ring in terms of in-ring ability, and Kenny Omega, and defeated him. Bandito defeated him as well, but he lose under a minute for the world title. Maybe because it's the element of surprise, they might use that as a storyline thing, or maybe he might win the title back. But I feel like MJF staying world champion was actually pretty good for the storyline. Him staying world champion, either him walking in all in as a world champion in the main event to go against a Will Ospreay or somebody else like that. I think most likely Will Ospreay, or it would be MJF maybe losing the title at Double or Nothing, and then Kenny Omega, walk in as world champion to go against Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, the storylines they have from rivals, being part of a team. Remember, he made the little shirts, and Kenny Omega sent the cease and desist to his stuff, and they had the rivalry going back and forth from New Japan to AEW and all that stuff that went on for them for years. And they had the big bout, and eventually became partners as well, tag team partners. And then the segment they had with Ospreay saying that Kenny is his hero. He's his hero like that, looking up to him. He said he can't give up like that. And Kenny Omega going with that. That would be a cool storyline. That can still happen, of course, too. But I was surprised that MJF lost the championship like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love AEW. I love all wrestling actually like that. This is a crazy week of wrestling too, because you have Dynamite, the Collision tomorrow as well. I don't really watch TNA as much as I used to watch. I used to watch it all the time. But now it's a little different. It's not the same when he has Scott D'Amore there. But I try to catch some stuff like Leon Slater. I like watching Leon Slater. Then that new guy too, Sosa. He be having the crowd going as well. So you have that, and then you have WrestleMania this week as well too. So some crazy things happening this week. But I was surprised by that happening. Darby Allin defeat MJF. It's cool for Darby Allin to win that. Shout out to him for winning the title. But that was very surprising. I did not expect that at all. I did not expect that at all. I thought it was going to be MJF defeating Darby Allin like that, or something where it may lead to a second match with them fighting at Double or Nothing. Now I wouldn't have mind if the match happened at Double or Nothing or something, and Darby Allin beat him in a regular match or a regular bout or something, maybe like that. But I feel like MJF being champion, either he walking in as champion, or you could just had him lose it to Kenny Omega this past a Dynasty. That would have been cooler like that. So I don't know, but shout out to Darby Allin getting the victory. But we also did see Kevin Knight defend his TNT championship against Claudio in a good match as well, and he said he got his eyes on the world title as well too. So the Owen Hart Cup tournament will be starting up eventually. They should do a women's one as well. That'd be very cool. But it'll be starting up eventually, so we'll see. I said a women's one. They already got a women's Owens Hart Cup tournament. They should do a women's Continental Classic. That's something to say too, because they have, I think, women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. I think last year Mercedes won, and then I think before that was Willow Nightingale, right? I think so. But yeah, you have that, and you also have, I think the men's have that, but the Continental Classic, they should do a women's Continental Classic. That should start that up too as well. That'd be very cool. That usually happens around that started happening around September, right? September, October, it's usually after All In. But Owen Hart Cup tournament is a little different. It's win and go home. You either win or you're going home. Like that, so you only have one chance to win. And now when it comes to the Classic, you can win and stack points up and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see who's all in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. We also seen Thekla out there. She got a match with Windsor, Alice Windsor tomorrow for the AEW Women's World Championship. That's gonna be a good bout between those two. Thekla out there, they're going back and forth in their promo battle. You know, Thekla did get fired from Japan. She said she almost forgot. She got fired from Japan for attacking, you know, the president over the company. But I think her character's been pretty good like that. Thekla's been a pretty good champion. Been dominating, very good in the ring. Crazy, like on the mic, her style is very crazy. It's very unorthodox. You know what she'll say is unpredictable on the mic, and it still works well though for her. So we're gonna have that match. Willow Nightingale did defeat Camille as well, so we'll see how that continues to go. I think Willow Nightingale might lead to her eventually defending her championship against Athena. I think that'd be cool to see. Remember last year I made the predictions. I said my predictions for All In. I said it would be Will Ospreay and MJF for the World Championship in the main event, and I said also it's gonna be Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander for the World Championship in the main event All In. I mean, for the world title. I don't know if the main event or not, but it'd be on the card like for the All In for the world title. But I don't think it's gonna happen now. But Willow could become world champion. I think her and Thekla would be cool to see, unless we see Willow versus Athena. That'd be cool to see on the TBS championship against that. Mercedes Moné should be back eventually. I don't think she's gonna win the world title this year, but it could happen maybe eventually down the line. But Thekla could walk in and walk out of All In as world champion, I think, because she's been dominating everybody, beating everybody. So we'll see kind of what happens a little bit. But the show overall was pretty good. Pretty good show overall. You know, FTR out there celebrating. You know, after they defeated Cage and Cope for a second time. So hopefully Cage and Cope, they face them for a third bout. Third day. Sometimes third time can be a big time for you. They face them in the third bout. Hopefully it's a dog collar match or something where they can use some stuff to kind of keep the advantage. But yeah, overall I think it was a pretty good show. We did see Jericho and Ricochet have a segment as well. I almost forgot about that. It's on the list. That segment was not necessary, I don't think. I feel like they could have did like a backstage segment where Jericho was talking to Renee and then Ricochet kind of beat him up, keep it like under a minute. And you could have had another women's match right there. A women's tag team match. You could have had the Divine Dominion out there or something. Defend their tag team titles or something. You could have had, because we did see a great bout when Maya World and High End fight and compete. You could have had something out there. It was something else between that time segment of them just doing Jericho entrance and then him talking and Ricochet out there trying to talk and then seeing everything going. I feel like it would have been better. A little thing right there. But overall, solid show. I get a show tonight, 7 out of 10. The Ospreay bout was very good too. You know, seeing him trying to overcome, you know, going against Hitch and Cero. You know, Ospreay got the bad arm, got the bad neck and stuff as well, and he's trying to push through. Like he mentioned it too in the commentating that he was saying his style is very dangerous, a daredevil style, and he's saying that's the only way he knows. But like Brian Danielson said, he's very technical. He can do a lot of different things as well. He should switch his style up. But I think Ospreay just trying to stay true to who he is and trying to pull through. But I feel like it's catching up to him a little bit. He's trying to push through. Like he said, like he told Kenny Omega in a segment, he's like, I'm not going to stop until I win the world championship. It's like I dreamt of being world champion in AEW and winning that world title. So nothing gonna stop me. Whether I have my one arm or, you know, my neck is jacked up, no matter if I have one leg, I'm gonna keep fighting. So I feel like that's his storyline right there. And then we get in that Owen Hart Cup tournament, he needs to make sure he's healthy, because imagine him trying to pull through and fight through each of those matches. You see how hard it was for him to beat Hitch and Zero? It's gonna be very tough. So we'll see what happens with Ospreay. But I'm loving the way his story is kind of going. So yeah, overall, pretty solid show. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.